It is by far the largest aircraft type in the fleet of ANA, but it is only flying on one specific route. Let's find out more right after the drop. So with that, hello and welcome to a new episode of Review, where we today will take a closer look at an Airbus A380 of all Nippon Airways. The box is all white and doesn't really tell us much about the product inside or who has made it. However, the model inside is identical to what you would get from ANA Precision models. Also, the backside of the box really doesn't offer much and is still way better than anything that Herpa currently offers. Before we get too far into today's review, it is worth mentioning that this aircraft model does come with a stand. And here she is, the Airbus A380 of ANA in one of the three Flying Hono liveries, in this case the sunset orange livery representing the Hawaiian sunset. ANA has the smallest A380 fleet of any scheduled carrier. It was also the last customer to receive its first A380. Additionally, the airline is only flying the aircraft on one specific route, Tokyo to Honolulu, due to the high popularity of Hawaii among Japanese tourists. Alright, so now let us take a closer look at the actual aircraft model itself to see what that has to offer. And we start off with the tail section, where we on the vertical stabilizer have the ANA branding. On the horizontal stabilizers, we then also find a little bit of printed detailing. And if we move on to the fuselage, we can see here we also find the Japanese flag, the ANA branding with the company slogan Inspiration of Japan, and the full registration code of the aircraft. At the top of the fuselage, we then also have the addition of this little sat dome, and at the very tail of the aircraft, we also have a little bit of detailing around the APU exhaust. Now, if we follow the sea turtles, which of course are colored differently on each aircraft and have their individual face, to the front of the aircraft, we can then see the Star Alliance logo, of which ANA is a full member, and we have the aircraft type specification. We do also have loads of static ports, sensors, and other markings around the cockpit section. That does look very nice. And we of course also have the cockpit windows and the window wipers printed on as well. The engine nacelles have been kept in all white, but we do find a little bit of printed detailing on them, such as the silver leading edge and the Rolls-Royce branding. I do quite like the shape of the engine nacelles, however I would say that the physical detailing doesn't quite match that of, for example, Herpa. When we look at the engines from the front, we can see the engine fan blades, but as I said, that does look better with other manufacturers. If we then move on and take a quick look at the wings, starting off with the top side, we can see the different flaps, slats and spoilers have been carved out quite nicely. We have various printed details, such as the markings as to where to walk on the wing or the full registration code, which we also find on the underside. And also here I would say the physical detailing of the wing is actually quite nice, just as for example the wingtip fences, which have also been pulled off quite nicely. When we then take a look at the landing gear, well, for me that is a bit of a mixed bag. If we take a closer look at some of the wheel sets, we will see that perhaps the finishing isn't always as good as with maybe other manufacturers such as Herpa. On the other hand, when we look at the front landing gear, we can see we have some printed details here. So yeah, a bit of a mixed bag. If we then take a quick look at the belly of the aircraft, we can see here we have the ANA branding and the company slogan. That has been slightly impaled for a stand. Yes, it is included with the model. Nonetheless, I would always prefer just to have the printed detailing unobstructed and then no hole and no stand. And then last but not least, we do also have the doors to the cargo compartments printed on here in the backside of the aircraft and here at the front of the aircraft. And there we have it, the Airbus A380 of all Nippon Airways in scale 1 to 500 in the sunset orange livery. And what can we say about this aircraft model? What we definitely should mention is the fact that this aircraft model is entirely made out of plastic and weighs next to nothing. Now, honestly speaking, I don't think anyone would buy this model because of its physical detailing, because that's not the strongest part of the model. I'm here particularly thinking about the landing gear, the engine nacelles, or the horizontal stabilizers, where I would say the angle is a bit off. Other manufacturers are definitely better at that. But as I said, I don't think that's the reason anyone would buy the model. you will probably buy it because of the spectacular livery. And this is really where the model plays its strengths, because the print quality of the model is excellent. And then if you are like me and like aircraft models with a lovely backstory, then I would say yes, this aircraft model is absolutely worth having in one's collection. Now with that, we have reached the end of today's episode. If you have enjoyed the video, then don't forget to leave a like, that would be very much appreciated. And of course, if you are new around here, why not hit subscribe? With that, I'd like to say thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you soon again. I'm checking out, and bye.